1977, when I was running Cadillac Fairview's shopping center division, I optioned some land from what was then the Ontario Jockey Club to try and build a shopping center across from Woodbine Racetrack. That's the Woodbine Center that's there today. And over the course of the 2 or 3 years it took us to get that zoned and approved and built, I met a number of the people at involved with Woodbine. And at the same time, my wife and I were looking for a country property, so we bought a farm out here north of Milton. And so that would be a good idea if I owned part of a horse. And so horses are like boats. You never have a big enough one or a new enough one. We bought a half interest in a pacing colt. And unfortunately, he won about his second race. So I was really hooked at that point. And we went from there to owning more racehorses, to building a track on our farm that we had north of Milton and training there. And then in the early 90s, I acquired what was then Ontario Farms and renamed it Glengate, which was our farm operation. And we've been in the breeding business now for about 11 years. So start with one horse and end up with 175 or 200 of them.
Balanced Image is the farm. When we first came here, there were 3 stallions in the barn. 2 of them, I can't even remember the names, and Balanced Image was here. At that time, he was breeding a very small number of mares, and those offspring started racing well and started making money. Each year we got a few more breedings and a few more breedings until finally we had to shut down the book each year because we were getting too many. The other advantage is that each year the mares were better quality mares, and so that just raises the ship completely. So he's certainly done his job. He's not a pet, but he's certainly my favorite.
Well, he came to us as a 4-year-old, and he's 25 now. So there's 21 years together, and he's part of my life, frankly. It isn't just because of how great a horse he is, but he just is part of my life, and he's unique. He's been the leading money-winning sire now for about 10 years throughout North America. He's been the dominant sire, obviously, in Ontario for a little longer than that, but it's just something that no one managed or did for him. It's just something that's evolved because of whatever genetics he's had given to him to pass on from a higher power than any of us could have ever imagined. This horse is very territorial, and not only is he a very aggressive horse and protective of his area within the barn, his stall, his paddock, but he certainly enjoys his own space. He doesn't like to be fussed with in any way at all. His sire, his grandsire, and his great-grandsires had reputations for being very much the same way. The only difference with this horse and his paternal line is he has extreme high fertility, and his sire, great-grandsire, and great-grandsire were noted for their infertility, and that's what's made him unique.
Well, it started out quite simply. We, of course, wanted to ship semen to the U.S. because actually Balanced Image has a lot of American owners in the syndicate, and of course they wanted their semen. So we made a connection with someone in Buffalo who was willing to pick it up, take it across the border, take it to the Buffalo airport, and ship it. So when we started doing it, then we contacted the other farms and said, this service is available. If you'll have to pay Danny whatever his going rate is, which is fine, but drop it off here. We will sort it out, get it all properly set up, and away it goes. So that's how it started. And then from there, people come here to pick up our stallion's semen anyway, so other people started bringing their semen, so that's how we became a depot for Southern Ontario too. And it's rather wild and woolly here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays during breeding season, but we haven't made a mistake yet, so I think that's okay.
Well, we'll pat them and take our chances, eh?
Oh, okay.
But no, actually, he and I have an understanding, and it's been a long-standing one, and we have a great deal of respect for each other. And he certainly has mellowed in his older age, but having said that, he had a little bit of health problems a year or so ago, and due to his arthritis and some circulation problems in his feet, it slowed him up a bit. But he's overcome all of that, and he's actually healthier and sounder now than he's been a couple of years ago, and with that came back the aggressiveness.
You'd like to take a bite, wouldn't you? I'm not going to let you. Your neck's too short. Sorry.